Hello, today is April 2, 2022. My name is George De Pasina, student number C0805591, and I'm doing a recording for our course ISN2304, Threats and Defense Mechanism, and our teacher is Mr. Pedram Habibi. This is in-class activity number 7, and my part of this activity is the IR383 Squid. So here I'm using a Kali Linux box to install the Squid software. So I will check the release. So this is my Kali Linux release 2021.1. So before I install the Squid, I will update my Kali Linux. Sudo apt update. It will go on with the update. So update has been finished. Now I will install the Squid. So it will proceed with the installation. It will ask you to restart the services. I will choose yes. And it will proceed. After the Squid installation is complete, we check the status. As you can see here, the status is inactive or dead. So what I found is that you need to start the Squid service. System ctl start squid service. Okay, after that, let's check again the status. Now you can see that the status now is active or running. To check which TCP port the Squid is running, we use this command sudo netstat -pntl. So as you can see, by default, the Squid application is running on port T3128. Next, we copy the default config of the squid.conf to another folder with a different file name. And then we open the existing Squid configuration using sudo nano etc/etc/squid/squid-conf. So now we will edit this file. So to edit this file, we do enter Control W and then type the search string HTTP access allow local host. Okay, and then we do Control W again, Control W, and then press enter, and then we will go to edit and add some lines here. So I added the following config in the Squid configuration to deny bad URLs, and also the following ACL to allow the specific IP addresses in the Squid configuration. And then we save the file, and then yes, and enter. Next, I will edit the bad_sites.txt. This is the txt file which contains all our bad sites which we entered in the Squid configuration. So I will use here an example CNN, CNN.com, and then to save it, Control X, and then yes, and then enter. Then I will also enter an IP address in the allowed ips.txt to allow the certain IP addresses or all IP addresses. So here, all IP addresses would be 0.0.0.0/0. Save it. Yes. And then enter. Then I need to start the service. It will take some time. Then I'll check the IP address of my machine, which is running Squid. So as you can see, my IP address is 10.0.2.9. This is the machine running the Squid service. Now using the Firefox browser, I will open my sample site, cnn.com. As you can see, I can browse it successfully. To test the Squid configuration, I would configure my Firefox browser to use a proxy server. So under connection settings, you select manual proxy configuration, enter the IP address of the Squid in HTTP proxy, and also select or enter port 3128. And then after this, you click OK. Now let's test the connecting to our site, cnn.com. As you can see, the Squid gives an error that it is blocked, the access is denied, and so our Squid proxy server is blocking or denying the connection. So the second part of this incident response using Squid is the indicators of attack. So I have the following domains taken from fishtank.org that will serve as my indicators of attack. So these domains I will enter in the bad underscore sites.txt used in our Squid configuration. By the way, I have taken these domains from fishtank.org. So to add the indicators of attack or the phishing domains in the bad sites txt, I will enter sudo nano and the txt file. So here I will enter the domains. So now I have entered the domains, so only the right parts. So I'll save this now. X, Y, and then I will restart the Squid. Sudo system restart Squid E, and then it will take some time to restart. Okay, now Squid has restarted. Now let's browse the sites that we entered in the bad list, bad site txt. So let's get this domain example and enter. So as you can see, it is access denied as expected. Let's get another domain. Also access denied by the Squid application and also the other domain. So these sites are blocked or denied based on the configuration we set on the Squid. Now let's look at the Squid logs. So using sudo tail and the access.log file, once we enter, we will see the logs including the IP addresses, TCP denied, and the websites that was tried to access. So as we can see here, all the websites we entered in the bad underscore site.txt were logged here and denied. It includes the IP address, the reason it was denied, and also the websites. So this concludes activity number 2, indicators of compromise. Our next activity for incident response is the indicators of compromise. So we have the following 3 IP addresses. So these are command and control IP addresses hosting malicious sites. So these IP addresses will be entered in our bad IPs.txt in our Squid configuration. So we will modify the Squid configuration using the command sudo nano squid.cof, and from here we will edit this file to add the bad IPs in the configuration. So to go straight to the line, we do search http underscore access allow localhost, and then we should be able to enter now the lines here. So here in the Squid configuration, I added the following lines. The ACL referring to bad underscore IPS.txt and deny all bad IPs. So I will exit and save. Next, I will edit the text file containing the bad IP addresses using this command, and then I will enter all the addresses here. So here I added the IP addresses of the command and control IPs, which constitute the indicators of compromise. So exit, yes, and save it. Then we need to restart the Squid service. Okay, after the Squid service is restarted, let's now browse these IP addresses, which is our indicators of compromise. So access denied as expected. Let's browse the second IP. Access denied because it's a entered in the bad IP text file, which is blocked. And the third IP address or indicator of compromise is also blocked. Okay, now to confirm, let's look at our access logs, our Squid proxy. So as we can see here, the three IP addresses were blocked. Okay, this is the IP address of our Squid proxy, TCP denied 403, and they were blocked. So as we can see, this confirms our configuration for the indicators of compromise activity. So thank you very much for watching my video.